Work problems from section 1.4 that seemed a little bit trickier. And so I chose question number 8 from section 1.4 where you're asked to solve the equation using the quadratic formula. And so we're just going to go through how to do that. So let's see. Okay, so the first thing you need to know is the quadratic formula. So the quadratic formula is x equals negative b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. Now the trick is you need to know what a, b, and c are. So they give you a quadratic equation, which in my case is x squared plus 6x minus 1. Well, that's the standard quadratic equation is ax squared plus bx plus c equals 0. And so now you can kind of see what a, b, and c are going to be. So a is equal to 1. B is equal to 6, and C is equal to negative 1. So now all you have to do is plug these guys back into the equation. So to do that, we would just do x equals negative 6 plus or minus the square root of 6 squared minus 4 times 1 times negative 1 all over 2 times 1. So from here it's really just a matter of simplifying your equation. So we'll just do that until we get to the final result. So negative 6 plus or minus the square root of 6 squared, which is 36. Negative 4 times 1 is negative 4. Negative 4 times negative 1 is positive 4, so we end up with positive 4 right there. All over 2 times 1, which is 2. So then, simplifying under the radical, we have x equals negative 6 plus or minus the square root. 36 plus 4 is 40, all over 2. So now, it's a matter of reducing our radical. So to reduce the radical, I'm going to bring our stuff up here a little bit. So to reduce the radical, basically we're just going to isolate this. So square root 40, you have to think of what is divisible by 40. So we're going to think of this as maybe, let's try, it's the same thing as the square root of 4 times 10. So now you can see that the 4 is a perfect square, so we can actually square root the 4, but the 10 is going to be left alone. So then we'll pull out that square root of 4, which turns into 2, square root 10. So now we will go back to our equation where we have x equals negative 6 plus or minus. And now we have our simplified radical of 2 square root 10 all over 2. Well, now you can see that you can actually simplify your fractions here, because negative 6 is divisible by 2, and 2 is divisible by 2. So to simplify, you just take negative 6 divided by 2, so you end up with negative 3. And these 2's actually just cancel, because 2 divided by 2 is 1. So then you end up with negative 3 plus or minus square root 10. And that should be the answer. Let me see if it works out. Minus square root 10, and that was correct. So that would be then the answer of our problem is negative 3 plus or minus square root 10. And so that's it with this one. That's really all you have to do to solve it. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out, and thanks for watching.